I absolutely love horses. In fact, the other day, my husband and I were driving out a country road out by where our land is, and there were two horses on the side of the road just eating grass, whatever, and I'm like, slow the car down, slow the car down. So he slows the car down, pulls off to the side, and they just start staring at us. And they were just so beautiful. They were like a light tan color, just so absolutely beautiful. And we sat there for a few minutes. I'm like, okay, we should probably go. So when we started to drive off, they started running along with our car. I was just so taken back by it. It was so beautiful. I actually cried. Okay, I'm a little corny, I know, but I just love them so much. I have yet to get on one. It's probably because I've never really had the opportunity, even though I know people that own horses. I've just never had the opportunity, which is just as well because I'm intimidated. Maybe because they're so majestic looking, I don't know. And he would probably sense my intimidation anyways and throw me off its back. Anyway, I love them so much. I cry when I see them. And honestly, I probably would just be okay if I could just hug one. Anyway, let me get to the point. A horseman cannot put a bridle in its mouth and a saddle on its back until its spirit is broken. And until they are broken, they're useless to a horseman. And when we are saved, we have a broken spirit and a contrite heart that we didn't have before we were saved. And we are now sanctified and set apart. That is what holiness is. But it's our tongue that reveals who we really are and what's going on in our heart. And I have known and still know some professing Christians that truly can speak some thoughtless, ruthless words to people, revealing that they have a wild and unbroken spirit, a totally unbridled tongue. As Christians, the words that we speak should always be edifying and encouraging to one another. And I know that relationships can be rocky at times, and some people can be abusive and out of control, and we can't control them. But we can control our own behavior and how we respond to them. James tells us in chapter 1 that anyone who thinks he is religious and doesn't bridle his tongue, that this person's religion is worthless. So try to remember and think before we speak, and think positive, speak positive and uplifting words at all times. And if you can't do that, sit before the Lord and ask Him, where does this unbridled tongue come from? It's coming from somewhere in your heart where something isn't right and lining up with the Word of God, lining up with who you are professing to be. I know this. The more time that you put into falling in love with Jesus, the less you will speak ruthless, thoughtless words to people. Because the more you love Him, the more you just want to be like Him. And the more love that He pours into you, you just want to pour that out on other people. The more you fall in love with Him, you'll find that kind words just flow. Even times of silence are more powerful than words. You'll find that keeping peace and being chaste and self-controlled comes a lot easier and more naturally.